What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. Last day on Earth action, and we are wrapping up the Pursuit of Luck event. I'm gonna couple of things up front here. As you can probably tell from my voice, no camp today, not feeling well. Went on our business trip last week, got back, recorded some content for this new event and a few other things, and ended up getting COVID. So I am on the recovery mend for that. By the time you see this video, this event will already be over as well. We're doing a little, not even so much advanced recording, just by the time we get this processed and uploaded and all that good stuff and our other schedule, this event will be done. But hopefully this is good information or additional information for you when this event comes back around the next time, assuming of course, they don't make any changes. I don't think they will, although they have been Kafira has been taking the feedback, and I think this one was, as these types of events have not been received well in the past, hopefully we'll see maybe some changes that could make it a little bit better. I will say this, so a couple of corrections from my first video that I want to jump in and talk about. First of all, the number of caps that I was getting per day from each of the stops was averaging closer to 100 than it was 200. I did notice, I did use the drone once or twice over the course of the couple of days we've had this event. Every time I used the drone where I paid for it, I actually got 200 caps. This was out without any dogs active or any other boosts, so if you were getting a little bit more than that, that is likely the reason for that, or you just got lucky, to be honest. The RNG piece of it was a part of it. I saw as low as, I think, 95 caps on my free-to-play series account, and then I saw, I think, maybe 115, if I'm not mistaken, but it ranged in the ballpark of 100 per pickup, and then the times, we did get about 3 per day or so, but to be honest with you, I wasn't super Johnny on the spot with hitting those. I do still have some resets that are coming in here. So I did want to note that a few things. I did end up getting and just got done putting the map together. So I did get the full 1,000 out of that. So that is probably the best way to grab a whole ton of caps. Thank you so much for all the comments on the previous video. It absolutely blew up. So if you're here watching that, thank you so very much for that. A lot of really good discussion in there. Couple of things I wanted to mention just because right up front, a lot of people asked me in the comments of that video, where else can you get caps? Your bunkers, Alpha and Bravo are good locations. Blackport PD and hitting the chest, essentially any chest that you open or like reward crate, quote unquote, is going to have or should have some caps in it. The best place, the hands down best place, absolutely 100% is heading over and jumping into Port Lab and opening the lockers there. I just went really quick. That's why I have an extra couple hundred caps on me here. Oops. I have 703. I had a few stocked up from a couple of runs. I grabbed 300 from the hard mode lockers, I'm going to call them, or chests at Port Lab. 300, right? I did that a couple of times over the course of this event. Actually, I think this was the second time I picked it up, so we're able to get some caps from that. If you are a VIP and you're able to come in and spin your roulette, you can get caps from this as well. This obviously you have to spend money for, but you can be picking up either 200 or 400 caps or a little bit less depending on what your VIP level is. So if you have spent some money and have access to that, that is an option for you as well. So obviously you could buy them if you want. I sincerely do not recommend this. One other correction I should note is that obviously in this, your top end reward here is this reinforced room. In the old days, you used to get the supplies for these to build these walls, so you could use those supplies a little bit more. You could space those supplies out a little bit better. Let's say you needed help with more so like walls instead of floors or whatever the case may be. That appears to not be the case here. You actually just pick up the walls and the floors to be able to build this. So still a cool reward, probably less helpful for a lot of folks because you're probably going to be breaking some stuff down. So you're kind of expending some resources. But if you want to hit this, this is really cool. I stand by this very, very clearly that this event needs work. I'm going to continue to say that. Clovers, the amount of clovers you get, I don't have as much of a problem with. It's about 40%, really almost regardless of what you spin. Now, I'm going to do some additional testing because this was a conversation point in the comments. But you get about 40%, right? It's not exactly perfectly even to that, but that's about the base for whatever caps you receive from the reward from whatever you spin. You're getting about 40% clovers. I think they could change that. Jackpots not having clovers is the biggest, absolute biggest gripe that I have with this event. Granted, most folks want to hit the jackpots. There's some cool stuff that you can get with that. However, if you want to work through this reward chain, you should be getting rewarded for that. And even if the jackpot was a set amount of clovers, like 100, instead of based off of anything else, because obviously you don't get any caps from it, I think that would be a huge, huge advancement for this. I also think that they could rebalance the rewards here and make some of these easier to get. Now, do you really need to grind for this? I personally really don't think so. This is a very, very high-end reward for materials that you really don't need. You do not need to build brick walls. Do they look cool? Absolutely. Do you need these? You 100% do not. Steel walls at this point are impenetrable. That may change in the future where this becomes a lot more helpful. This is a top end of end game grind for folks that are out there trying to do this. I had a lot of folks that talked about maybe grabbing these first few rewards. As with anything in this game, grab whatever you need, right? I personally do think that 2 inspector cards is fantastic, but I would not personally try to spend the caps, nor would I spend any money to try to get to these. You could play the supply event. There's plenty of other opportunities or ways to spend resources where you could try to grind for these if you really wanted them. This reward is really cool. I like the Special Forces packs, but they're a gamble anyways. 2 level 3 Rottweiler puppies is really awesome. Couple of guns here and some factory parts is really cool. I don't mind these being up front, but I do think that this AK-47, while very, very good, I think this costs a little bit too many clovers personally. So I'd like to see some of this stuff cranked down. I'd like to even see maybe where we get a selection. Maybe you can spend your clovers at a shop, just like we had for the commune event. And then maybe you can be a little bit more diverse, and then they can spread that out if you want to go ahead and do that. The other big change that I would like to see is the clover system go away completely. I rather this was just spent caps, right? It doesn't matter. It does not matter then at that point how many clovers or how lucky you get. You know, if you have 5,000 or 10,000 or 7,500 caps, if you spend those, then you get the rewards. That would essentially be the same purpose of doing this. It would remove a bunch of the RNG from the slot machine, and that would be a 10 times better way to go ahead and do that. So if Kafir, if you're listening, hopefully those are some good feedback and some good thoughts. I doubt you are, but if you are, that's some feedback. If you guys want to share, guys and gals want to share additional thoughts on improvements to this, please let me know. Keep in mind that, again, they're going to try to make some money off of these events, right? This game can be played free to play. We have a whole series doing it. So if you're not familiar, go check that out. You can have a ton of success. Thinking that you're going to be able to get top end rewards on free to play without a major grind is just not true about this game. I just hate to say that, but that's just reality. But if you save up, if you get a couple of seasons of this, most of you probably were able to pick up at least a decent amount of caps, I would say. I know we did pretty well on free to play. We're going to be able to get the map finished today as we finish this up, and we picked up, quite a few. Probably end up being a couple thousand. We do a couple of events of that. I feel really, really confident if these rewards don't change and this event doesn't change at all, that here in probably a couple of seasons, 2-3 seasons, we might be able to get to some of these top end rewards, and that part would be pretty cool. It'll be a major grind to get to the reinforced room, but if you keep in mind that you can do all of the other locations and be picking caps up at the same time, and if you're diligent and you're able to save them, you actually can stockpile caps pretty well. I would like to see more caps in future events as rewards. I think that actually would be pretty cool to lend itself to this event. But those are just some additional comments and thoughts. Welcome your comments and your thoughts down below. So what I am going to do here is I have 3,252 caps. That's what we were able to pick up through the course of this event with the different places. I wanted to go back in here. We need 15, call it 1430. We need 1,430 clovers left to get this bad boy. Let's see if we can do it with the remaining 3,252 caps we have. I'm going to do spins of 10, as everyone told me I should, and let's see if we can get there. So I essentially need 50%. I need 50% hits with clovers in order to get this on spins of 10. Now see, that's the interesting thing right there. So we hit 2 of the jackpots, and we got clovers for it. We got caps for it. We got 55 caps out of that. That was a nice one. So we will see. We're gonna chat. I made some funny comments in the previous video. I hope everybody understands that I really do. I like to share information. I like to do my best to explain things. I have a lot of experience having played this game for many, many years. Obviously, I'm not going to get everything right. These are certainly my opinions as well in many of these instances. So, you know, please just keep that in mind. I really did appreciate a lot of the comments. People were pretty civil for the most part. And I understand, again, very clearly why people don't like this event. I am with you. I am not a fan. I have never been a fan of this event. And I think the updates, they made it easier to get caps, which is good. That was a big complaint from the previous one. The system for clovers, I just think, is terrible. I think it could really be reworked, and I think they could do a lot more. And again, I think if it was just down to cap spend instead of the clovers, it would be received 10 times better, because then you could know and guarantee for yourself that you're going to get it. Or if you were close, as you hit these things and you pick up additional caps, then you might be able to stretch for an upper tier reward that maybe you can't quite get to, right? But then at least you know you're taking a little bit more of a calculated risk with the gamble of trying to spin this thing. So the other piece of it I just want to say is nobody wants to sit here and watch me spin 15,000 caps at spins of 10. But we're going to do 3,000 at spins of 10 and see how long it takes. So I'm going to share that with you. And more armor. Nice. Somebody also mentioned previously that they're not seeing any ATV transmissions in my jackpots. I believe, I cannot confirm this, but I do believe that is related to the fact that I already have my ATV built. So I really don't need any more ATV transmissions. I'm making a pure assumption at that point, but I have not seen them for many, many events in a long time. I don't know if you folks are seeing the same thing. Somebody else, if you did this event and you spent some caps and you hit some jackpots, let me know. If you don't have the ATV, if you were still seeing them, I'm assuming it is still in there, because it says you can win ATV parts right here in huge bold letters. So I'm assuming you still can, and I'm thinking maybe just for my jackpots I can't anymore because I don't need them. That actually would be a cool thing. I actually appreciate not having those personally, because again, until something requires them, I really don't want them or need them. And I have a stockpile of a handful already from other events, so I'm happy to see different things in here like scars or, you know, whatever this replaces. I don't think it would be factory parts, but I could be wrong. Usually it is the gold one though, so I was really hoping for the scar there. You'll have to bear with me on the voice here. As you can tell, I am not doing well. It does look like this might be the better way. In some regards to the fact that we're just not hitting as many jackpots. And because the jackpots don't give any clovers, that is a good thing. On a 50 spin, we were hitting them jackpots way more consistently. So there's a good chance here that this will be much more beneficial. Oh, that would have been nice. Triple energy drinks. Oh, that would have been nice too. Triple turkeys would have been great. We'll go down to about 1,500, I think, and then we'll see where we're at. Anyone that was lucky enough to pick up this top end reward, that's awesome. Hopefully you're able to save up your caps. All right, so we just hit one right there. We spun just over half of what we had going into this. So I want to see where we're at. I apologize. My voice is not holding up, and I don't want to cough at you. So we will go through the rest of these, but let's see where we are at. We obviously did not get it done. We needed, what I say, 1,500, and we are 800 away. We might get it. We actually might get it. We're gonna have to get lucky here, potentially, to get pretty close. We need 770 clovers left, which was pretty well spot on to half of what we needed. So we'll run through this. I'm gonna go back on mute. I will probably speed the video up to avoid making you sit here and watch me do this, or at least so you can see everything, but get it a little bit quicker done, and we'll see where we land at when we get through the rest of our caps. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. That triple C4 there, when we were almost out, probably was the thing that got me there. It was going to be very close. Then we hit 2 triple turkeys and then a handful of other smaller hits here. I'm going to bet that we got there, but not by very much. And we definitely got lucky here at the end. No way. Oh, so listen, it is definitely RNG. There's a lot that goes into it. I could see folks that are able to say, hey, 12K, 13K caps, if you're doing 10 spins each time and you're essentially dodging the jackpots where you could hit this. I don't see on average most folks getting this under 15K caps, and we're certainly much over that. It does feel like our proportion of clovers that we picked up from this, 3,200 or so caps that we had left got us a little bit more, a little bit better average than we had seen in the previous spins doing the 50s. So I will anecdotally say that 10 is probably the way that you want to go. Keep in mind, if you are looking for ATV transmissions, maybe running those 50 spins is better for you. If you want to try to get those to finish your ATV, obviously it's a very difficult piece of equipment to get, and that might be a better way of spending it, while you will still be able to get some good rewards across the board here. So I'm going to go hunt down. I think I can head to Bunker Alpha, and I can head over to Blackport PD. I'm going to do a quick couple of runs. We'll give you just a editing second, and we'll be back with a little bit more clovers. I don't think it's going to take us too much more to see if we can't get this last 32 clovers we need to get this thing done. So we'll be right back. All right, so for those that are not familiar, which probably everybody is, it's Bunker Alpha. So I have popped all 3 crates. I have not opened these yet, but I'm going to jump in here and I'll show you. We're going to be able to pick up some caps here, and I figured this would probably be good info for you if you were trying to figure out how many can you pick up. Now, Alpha is going to be one of probably the worst places, to be honest with you. If I had to be just straight up, it's a very small amount of caps inside of these crates that you're going to be able to pick up. But any little bit at this point for me is going to help. We picked up a whopping 35. We did get a C4 and some cool guns, so I am happy about that. We'll have to come back for a lot of this materials, but I figured I would at least showcase what we're able to pick up here. So we'll head over to Blackport PD and crack some crates to get some caps from there as well. All right, showcasing another spot that you can pick up a very few small amount of caps, but it is one location that you can grind and you will see pretty consistently throughout your adventures here in Last Day on Earth is going to be these airdrops. I'm a strong component of hitting these. Sometimes they can have some caps in them. We struck out this time, but sometimes you can find a couple in there. So do keep that in mind, that these are a good spot to pick up. Take a look. Again, if you have your dogs active, this can sometimes be helpful in terms of the rewards that you can see out of that. One other place that we're going to go ahead and hit, I had actually some military notebooks in our storage. I got a floppy disk, interestingly enough. Now, I don't recall if this has caps in it, but worthwhile since we're on this journey to see if we can't finish this event up is to see if we can pick some up. I don't believe that this is going to be the case. I don't recall these having them in them, but worthwhile for us to take a look here and see. Now, these are really good crates if you are able to complete the bunker, and especially floor 3 on hard mode and pick up those items. These can be really fantastic for you. I'm actually going to end up killing some of these guys. I'm going to pick up some deer along the way. Sorry for a little bit of grinding here that we're going to do. Let's check this out. We did not get an infected one, which is great because I have too much stuff sitting in our acid bath at the moment. Okay, so we did not pick up any. Unfortunately, we did not pick up any caps from this either. So we're a little bit of a strikeout there, but really good. Double C4, some weapons, some armor, some other materials here. So we'll head over to Blackport PD, see what we can pick up over there. All right, we're here at Blackport PD. I am going to showcase. Oh, I didn't pick up these yet. I'm going to showcase something here a little bit. I would do a little bit. The only thing I don't have is a green card here, but we are going to do a regular sergeant card. We'll do 3 of the blue cards and a purple card, just to essentially show off how much in each, if there is a massive difference, which I do expect there to be some. Okay, so we didn't get any for this one. We get 10 caps for this. So we'll just grab these. 10 caps there, 10 caps there. So it seems pretty consistent at 10, and then 15 caps for this. Then we get a grenade launcher. That is actually wild. That is a fantastic pickup. So as you can see here, if you want to get the max, but even if you wanted to go close to the max, because again, in most instances, I really do not recommend doing the purple cards. Unfortunately, they're not worth it in terms of the gear, unless you're really specifically hunting your extremely rare weapon mods. All those things being said, not bad in terms of caps, but not great. I think that's one of the challenges with, again, related to some of my comments earlier around improving these events, is it just doesn't feel like you get a whole lot, a lot of times out of these, and caps can be, somewhat hard to find in large quantities that make this type of event worth it. So we'll throw that together with our other caps there. I'll throw this in here. We'll just drop the weapons in. This is gonna end up being nice. We're stockpiled really, really well for weapons and armor, so that part is pretty cool. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. I don't grab a lot of those resources. Just really don't need them any longer. All right. There's a world in which we could probably potentially find some caps. Maybe one or two of the chests inside of there, although that is somewhat less likely. We have 80 caps. I don't know if that's going to do it or not, but let's run over here and let's see. We need 30 something. What do we need? 32 clovers out of 80 caps. We'll see if we can get them. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Worst comes to worst, I will buy the drone. I really don't want to do that. Drop our 80 caps in. Let's get some spins. We need some clovers. We need some hits early here. Okay, there's 4. And a free spin. There's 7. I need a big one. 22. Is that it? Did we get it? We got it. We got it. Oh my gosh. How many caps do we have? 62 to spare. After that hit. And we got it. 1 clover over. I mean, that's pretty impressive to get almost that exact. We are 1 clover off from perfect here, and we picked this thing up. Now granted, we would have gotten this. I feel very confident we would have gotten it. We've got 18 hours left, so a couple of resets here with the Raiders, we would have been able to pick up a few more caps. So I toughed it out. We did get it done. We can reset this, I guess, if we want. That's wild. So if you do save up your caps and you really want to run them, that's up to you. How you spend your caps is up to you. I really do strongly recommend maybe take a couple of seasons, like I've said, save your caps up, do your different events, do those different kinds of things, and then maybe work towards getting some of these better rewards. Again, 2 level 3 Rottweiler puppies is very, very good. I do not want to undershadow that. It's just the jump here in clovers and the spend that would be required. I'm still going to say it's about 40%, maybe a little bit less, when you take a look at what you're going to need to be able to get this. So keep in mind that this took us actually like 18, closer to 19, probably about 18,000 or a little over 18,000 caps to be able to get the top end reward here. I think, honestly, the advice, of spinning the 10 caps and spending those per spin is probably going to net you a little bit better. So I could see you getting this done if you're really lucky, 12,000, anywhere between 12 to 15,000 to get this top end reward. And again, unless they change anything, that's probably where we're going to be at. So I've toughed it through this video, so hopefully you enjoyed. Oh, I do want to showcase one other thing here really quick, because I think this part is going to be important just for anybody that is wanting that extra confirmation. You do get the items here. So you get 9 reinforced floors, 10 walls, a window, and a door. This is cool. Don't get me wrong. This is cool. And this is an expensive reward. Right? This is not a cheap thing to get when you look at all of the materials that have to go into these. But is it worth spending money on? Absolutely not. Is it worth trying to save your caps up for? That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be for you to determine. And yeah, that'll be good. What I do want to showcase really quick is a little sneak peek at a future video here. We got some packs to open. I actually got quite a few packs, and I have my packs from last season that I didn't open yet either. So we're going to do a big pack opening for this newest season. We're also going to be jumping into some mercenary contracts and getting some settlement action done. So if you're interested in seeing those updates, stay tuned. I'm going to flash some socials, like, comment, subscribe. We do tons of Last Day on Earth content. I want to say a really, really big thank you again to all the support on the previous video. Likes and comments are huge. That video absolutely blew up for us. So hopefully it was helpful. Thank you so very much again for the support. Consider sticking around and hanging out with us. We got a free-to-play series. We do a lot of other fun Last Day on Earth content. And we just like to grow a really cool community. We have links in the description if you want to check our Discord. We do have a Last Day on Earth channel specifically for this game in there. It also posts all of the official updates from Last Day on Earth's official Discord. So if you want to stay up to date with the game and the news, that is a great place to be, and we'd love to have you over there. Clicking on another video, in addition to subscribing and hitting that likes and comments, is a great way to support us. So thank you so very much for that, and thank you for helping us continue to move towards our goal of this year of 10K subs. We really appreciate it, and thanks for everybody for being here and spending a few minutes of your day with me. Hopefully I will be feeling better here soon. So sorry for my voice, but thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.